Hey kids, welcome to another episode of the 1 6 Pack, episode 70. We're in the
Wow.
70s, TJ. Yeah, I know, right?
Holy shit.
It's getting there. We're getting there. Another year and a half and we'll be to 100 or something like that, right? Because we're doing this every other week. I don't know. Was it 26 weeks?
My math is
So that's going to be 96. So next year we probably won't hit 100 unless we add a few extra episodes. We could do 4 extra episodes.
the road to 100.
Some special. That's right. 2024, the road to 100. That's what it's going to be. Welcome. If you were new to the show, we discuss 1 6 figures, hot toys, 3-0, in art, Asmus, J&D, third party, and other things. And we drink a little something while we do it. My name is Trevor 16 Shooter. With me, as always, is one of my co-hosts, TJ, aka Capes.and.Rifles. TJ, how you doing, man?
All right. I'm all right. A little under the weather. It's Friday.
A little under the weather. Yeah. It is Friday. That's good.
My head hurts, but part of it might be talking about 3D printing earlier.
you're feeling the fumes, like
I'm feeling the fumes. I'm feeling the anxiety of trying to figure that out for what I could probably buy for $20 on Etsy.
Yeah, I mean that we just had for anybody, we just had a discussion about 3D printing with our guest, who I'm going to bring out in 2 seconds here, but it's daunting. I mean, I know people who do it regularly, and it's just like it's like it's nothing, it's easy. But it's I don't know, it's got its challenges. But speaking of our guest, I'm not going to go through the spiel. Just hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're interested in this. We are probably just going to have one special guest tonight. We were going to try and get Shane on 1 6 Figure Focus, but it is 2 a.m. Overseas. He's going to like that. Over in Ireland. So he may have just hit that snooze button and said, screw these guys, which is fine. I totally understand. 2 a.m., man, it's rough to wake up, talk about stuff that you've been talking about for, the last 3 days on other shows and your own show. But go check him out on 1 6 Figure Focus. Great show, great guy. We're Mondays. I'm usually on his Hope show in the afternoon. Well, here in the afternoon. Overseas, it's like 8 o'clock or something like that. Maybe he'll show up. Maybe he'll pop in. We'll see. But we do have one guest with us tonight. A friend of the show, a friend of ours, top shelf toy photographer, collector of many a 1 6 fig on Instagram. He is visual approach photo. Sean Canary. What's up, boo? Dude, what's up, boo? Bud, buddy? What's up, buddy? Boo, dud? There's like 3 words that came to my mind.
I do that all the time when I'm talking to the kids. I don't know which nickname to use. Good evening. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Yeah. My family, everybody's name started with a T. It's torture. And so my mom would just trip over that all the time. It was yeah. So, sup, boo? Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Sup, boo? Exactly. How you doing, man?
Great.
You good?
End of 4 days left of the year for me at work. So
nice.
Thursday afternoon is it for me for 2023. So I'm coasting right now, by the way.
Yeah, well, I mean, who doesn't do that? There. I mean, it's just you may as well just give people 3 weeks off and just I mean, I know it's like you get that little bit out of them, you know what I mean? They'll do something. But they're really not like digging deep and and I have balls to out on their work.
It's just all of my employee reviews are due by the end of the next week, so I have.
So you do have work to do.
I have to just focus on that. That's the only thing that is getting any bandwidth or gray matter is the reviews, and then
that's important. That's important, of course.
That's it for me.
Let's see who's in the chat real quick. We got Angel. What's up, Angel? We got Josh Brown. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to you. Blake, Recon Rage, Rob Zamora. What's up? Alberto.
Yo.
Thomas Belay. What's up, Thomas? And yeah, that's everybody. But there are 12 people, so there are people lurking, and hopefully we'll get a few more people in here. Excuse me. Let's start out with what we got to drink, boys. What do we got? Sean, you're the guest. What do you got? Solo cup of what?
It's a Yingling today.
Yingling. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. In a
straightforward, easy. TJ? Isn't
not
that
doing anything.
holiday Yingling or something like that, or is it? Isn't there?
Oh, what, me?
No, Sean. I thought there was like a holiday Yingling or something like that. I don't know. Maybe
this is a traditional blend.
What do you got, TJ?
7, of course. I haven't had beer in 2 weeks.
Okay, so you got to ease into it. Just having a course.
I'm easing back into it. It's comforting. Long week.
We might have to change the name of the show.
To what? To what?
I don't know. It's like either we don't have beer or somebody. We just got I got a Guinness. I got Coors. I did try to. Well, I did get out. I was gonna have whiskey, so I did get out to the store though today because we're gonna have a party tomorrow. So I have Sagamore Winter Lager. This is from Oyster Bay, New York. Oh, not too far from me, and it's very good. It's really good. I really like it. I like a lager. This is not an IPA.
Well, next show I'm going to be making some changes here.
Mm-hmm.
Moving my desk.
I heard you were making some changes for this week for the background and stuff. No.
It's I have to go to IKEA to pick up one part to make everything work. So once I have the new background set up, my desk is moved. Maybe there's going to be a new beer in my life. I don't know.
Oh wow!
Wow. I don't want to get too crazy.
Like a lingonberry beer. Are you going to pick something up from some beer from IKEA or something like that?
I don't know.
Some Swedish beer to go along with your IKEA setup.
I mean, if they had beer at IKEA, I'd probably buy it. I just don't want to have to put it together.
Well, you'll have to brew it yourself. Probably is what it would do.
Probably.
And you're close to an IKEA now, so
it's a nice 15-minute drive with no traffic. Nope,
that's great. Yeah, I was just there the other day. I had to pick up one of these, another one of these, the lights that drive these, or the little controllers that drive these lights that you can hook up to like the Hue app. And I'm checking out. It's just a little strip. You know what I mean? It's just a little strip that you plug in the lights into, and damn, that thing was like $50, man. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I forgot how much they were. Yeah, I have like 4 or 5 of those things. So it's not sometimes IKEA adds up. It's not like super cheap all the time. Loco Lou, what's up, Loco Lou? What's poppin', people? What's up, Lou? All right, so we got some things to discuss. So the topic tonight, let me see if this actually works, if I can get this to work. Oh, look at that, it did. Topic tonight is high and low. So, people have been talking about this J&D. I mean, we had InArt at first, and man, we went through what seemed like a birth for a lot of people who are Hot Toys collectors to kind of start to understand. And I'm not making fun of anybody, but I love watching some of the shows where, people are now, hair, they're rooted hair experts, or at least feel, it's like, I'm in the chats trying to tell people, like, you don't have to style it. You're not going to have to get out little curlers or anything like that. It's going to be, solid out of the box. If you don't touch it, it won't fall apart for the most part. So now everybody's like, we got through all that with InArt, and there was a lot of consternation, and oh my God, the price, $500 a figure. And now we got J&D coming along for $800 a figure, $1,600, $1,700, I think, for the 2-pack, which is a 2-pack, but probably less stuff than you even got with the InArt. But there are some innovations here. So we're going to talk about. We'll jump into this first. They announced this a while back, teased that it was going to be the Heath Ledger Joker. I mean, what do we think about this? Like, it's like, I mean, another.
Why?
Finally, somebody's making a Heath Ledger Joker,
right? Thank God.
Oh,
I know. I mean, TJ, you're in the some of the chats and stuff, the chat groups and stuff for 1/6 and a lot of the custom things. You got into that. I mean, this and Indiana Jones are the two, holy grails of that society. Basically, it's like getting that perfect Heath Ledger Joker and getting that perfect Indiana Jones are like the two goals, pretty much, of that society. I can't think of anything else that's on that level with those two figures. People trying to get those perfect versions of those. So it was great when InArt came out. It was like, hey, they're going to do this for $500. I kept telling people when they were like, just shitting themselves over $500. I'm like, dude, a head sculpt alone would cost you $500. A good head sculpt, minimum $500. Rooted, painted, sculpted. Yeah. Like there are people, and we're going to look at some later, that charge $1,000 for just the head sculpt, $2,000 for just the head sculpt. Some of the better artists, partially to keep like people from stealing the sculpt and recasting it and stuff like that, and partly just because of the amount of work they put into it. So the fact that InArt came out and said like you can get this kind of quality for $500, I was all over it, man. I mean, I know it's a lot of money. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea. I know it's not in everybody's wheelhouse to do that. It's not for everybody. You know what I mean? Like, I think, we have the Hot Toys Artisan Joker now. There have been third-party Jokers that have looked okay. They fit on the shelf. They'll do the trick. This is the next evolution. And now we talked about this. TJ, do you remember when we talked about this? The Al Pacino figure?
Yeah.
Heat.
That was a while ago, but
right. So this was Kojun, and this was Kojun and a bunch of other people who had come from Hot Toys, or a few other people who had come from Hot Toys. They put together this Al Pacino figure with the silicone skin and the movable neck, the one-piece neck and fingers, and we were all talking about like this could be the future. We could see this in a few years, and here it is a few years, and they've hooked up with Kojun, and here it is, man. Here's silicone Joker. So we're going to jump into what it looks like. There was some consternation over, well, first of all, over the price. So $1,700. You can see right here that it says, if I zoom in on that, if I can zoom in on that, Type C, which the Type C came with not just the silicone neck, but a second head, smiling sculpt of the silicone neck. They all come with hands with silicone wrists, I believe, but the Type C came with actual articulating fingers as well, so you could move the fingers into different positions. However, you'll notice that this says Type C retail price $16.99 US, unless that stands for something else, with free shipping. And yet, when we jump over to J&D Studios and people went, it is now sold out. It's sold out. There was 500 of these. You could not get this shipped to the United States. It's not on here. United Kingdom, Vietnam, Norway, Sweden. They don't have the license to sell in the United States. So could have said that up front, but they didn't. So I think a lot of people who were interested in coming here and buying this thing had to find somebody, across the pond to send this to, which was kind of disappointing, because then you do have shipping on top of the free shipping that they're giving you here. Somebody else is going to have to send it out to you. And then you have to rely on whatever, shipping service they use. So, sold out. I didn't notice that this morning. It may not have been sold out this morning when I was looking at it, but here it is. What do we think? Like, what's your initial thoughts about this?
Why?
besides why it's happening.
Why. I mean, it looks great, but it looks good. It's fine.
Yeah,
it's fine.
It feels like this is the figure that companies try to take a big swing with, like right out of the gate.
Yeah,
to try to. Here's what we can do with this character that everybody has done to death.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the posture on this figure kind of oozes Heath Ledger, and so just it has a lot of the body language is very good, and obviously the sculpt is solid.
I will say that we're going to take a little comparison look that I put together. Out of everybody who's put this out, well, let's say in Hot Toys, J&D took the time to do some really nice photos.
Yeah,
really soup this up and futz this, and got some nice looking images out of this and some nice lighting on it. There were some, actually, no, we were looking at, I guess we were looking at the in-art at, or no, the Hot Toys artisan version at one of the shows in Korea, which I kind of defended because, I mean, those, I know it's a prototype. I know what those things go through. If they sent it to Korea, it's probably a mess. And who knows if they had anybody there who even knew how to like fix it and make it look good, but it looked pretty terrible. And looking back at the in-art pictures, when I was looking for comparison pictures, they didn't do a great job, man. There were a couple good shots, but everything was kind of a little low. Like they tried to angle the head, like he, that's his sort of posture, but they didn't have the shoulders sort of arched and slumpy the way he is. And I think J&D did a great job with these images. Honestly, I think this is really selling this. I don't know. Anything? What else comes to mind? Like, is this something you would have? Do you guys neither of you guys have the in-art? Do you? I mean, do you have the in-art, Sean?
I don't know.
No.
This makes me want to get the in-art only because, like, I thought in-art was a little high for what it was, even though for that quality, it's a really good price. But now that I'm looking at this for $1,600, and if I decide like maybe I do really want this version of the Joker, maybe I'll just get in-art. It's cheaper. It's pretty damn good.
Well, I mean, this goes back to our show about patience. If you want to, we'll look that one up after this, which is waiting it out. Like now you've got something where there are going to be a select few people, 500, who bought this one, who are now probably going to be selling their in-art. And there are going to be some other people who would buy the $800 version, which is the basic single figure, single sculpt, articulated wrists with very minimal accessories, honestly, selling their in-art. And we saw what happened to Gandalf, the Crown series, after in-art came out with their Gandalf. That price dropped dramatically on the secondary market. So, you can find that's a good figure. I mean, the Crown Gandalf is a good Gandalf. It's very nice. Is it as good as the in-art? No, not quite, but it's very nice if you just want something on your shelf representational. So the same thing's going to happen here. So you may, if you want to get something, you may get a bargain. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bill says, I'm holding out for the next level Joker at $3,000.
Probably happen at this point.
Yeah, people were talking about like motion on this thing. Like I thought at one point, like the Type C was going to have like some sort of like motorized functions or something like that, but it doesn't. But that's the next thing. It'll move or something like that. So right. It's fucking Teddy Ruxpin all of a sudden.
Right. Tell me a story.
That's right. I know. You want to tell me how you got these scars? No.
I like the way that the texture on the skin looks. I like the way, it looks like it has depth to it. It looks like the light kind of almost, it looks much more like flesh than some of the other offerings. It looks like the light kind of passes through it almost.
I think I agree with you. I think this is a great texture. This looks like skin. Now there are places where I look at it and go, is it almost too aged for Ledger at the time, like in terms of the skin texture and stuff? But it works. It does. It has like that translucency to it.
Yeah.
That there are people who used to sculpt resin or sell resin sculpts with like a translucent resin, and painters apparently really like that stuff because you could leave some of the skin showing through, and it just, even if you paint it all over it still had that translucency to it. There was something about the way the paint stuck to it or something. I don't know, but
because skin's not completely opaque, so I think it just helps the way that the light plays with the figure and doesn't, and helps the scaling. I mean, you're trying to get shrink 1:1 down to 1/6 and make it look as convincing as possible, and this is the step in that direction.
And there's no, you get a reflection, like looking at the lighting on this, and we're all three photographers, like it's very difficult to get even with like a dulled down matte paint on a figure, sometimes there's still those highlights that come through that are like, hey, this is some sort of resin or plastic, figure underneath here. Whereas this, you don't get any of that. So, I think it looks this. I got to be honest, like this is what you got with the. Why can't I zoom in on this? Can I just? Okay. I just wanted. Okay, I guess I can't do that. They're not allowing me to zoom in on that one. I guess I don't know why. Okay. This is really driving me nuts. All right, never mind. You can see it from there. This is the sculpt that came with the $1,600 one. So this is the only way to get this and the articulated fingers. And I think the two dogs can come in with the style B, I guess, too. Or I think style B. I don't know about this smile. I mean, it may just be that the eyes might need to be in the right position, but the one I'm looking for is like the big wide.
Yeah, this is in between
grin. Yeah, right. It just doesn't ring true to the character. It's not scene specific enough. I think, but I'm also wondering if every one of these has like this is like the post interrogation scene with this rub up on top of his head, right?
But that one's different. That one, it's there. Never mind. It looked like a shadow. Yeah, it's there.
Yeah, which it really shouldn't be there if this is like your basic. I don't think he didn't have this in the scene where he
not in the kitchen.
Walked. Yeah, in the kitchen. He was clean. He was pretty like freshly makeup to whatever, even though it was like runny and badly applied. He didn't have that smudge up there. So I don't.
He's almost making the face like when he asks, Gordon, like, who did you leave him with? It's almost like that face in the interrogation room.
He does have I guess so. I mean, I guess they were going for double use here or something.
That is still, I mean, that's about as lifelike as you're going to get.
It's a damn good sculpt. I have to say, I'm very happy with the in art. And when I saw the in art, I was like, yep, this is great. I had a custom before, which I thought the sculpt was pretty good. I think Ledger is one of those sculpts that, and I think it's the same thing with Indiana Jones and just Harrison Ford in general. As you see a progression, if you put them side by side, you go, oh, that's not as good as I thought it was. I see where that one is better. Because I had a lot of people with even the Hot Toys Han Solo that came out say, oh, that's a pretty good sculpt. And you put it like I have the Janik sculpt, and I've seen other sculpts that are great, but like I think the Janik sculpt is very good. And people just go, oh no, I see what you're saying. Yeah. And I think that's what this is. So in that spirit, I put this thing together. Let me present this.
Are the dogs articulated?
I don't know. That's a good question. Okay. We can look that up to see if there's any description. So I don't know that how much I can zoom in on this, but starting from the left, we've got Yuan Studio, which I will jump over there on Instagram. Holy crap, man. He does the paint and the hair. I don't know. He does different sculpts. I don't know who does all the sculpts for him. There are different artists that do them. Next to him is J&D. Next to that is InArt, which again, best real image I could find that, not very good images from InArt, honestly, when they put this thing out there. Hot Toys Artisan, and then of course Ledger himself, brought to you by Mr. and Mrs. Ledger. What are your thoughts here? I mean, looking at all these,
all of them. He has kind of less hair in the actual film than he does in a lot of the releases. I think they all start to feed off of each other's releases, and what kind of becomes either essential or canonized as what the character looks like. Yes. And it's like when you go back and you watch the movie, it's like it's almost We've got I like the idealized version of these characters. But it's like they all start to feed off of each other's idealized version of the character. It's just my opinion.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that's what's happened. I think I've seen a lot of again custom work where it's like, I think you're right. Like it's fed off that, and there are certain aspects of the face that get exaggerated to the point where it's like, wait a minute, if you take this back. That's where I think Hot Toys like new to the hair game, unlike K-June and Viper, who've been doing customs and stuff for years and years. Very voluminous, and I think it really takes you out of the whole. I think it takes it out. I don't think even the sculpt is that bad. Trying to get over here so I can see if I can zoom in on this at all. Is that zooming or no?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, I can only see the screen. I don't think the sculpt is terrible. It's probably the least of everything here. But I mean, side by side, the points are there. I just think the hair takes you out of it like a lot. In art, I think, I mean, I'm not going to go point for point on these, but like just looking at like some of the clothing points, I think Hot Toys is like very dull looking. The printing, I don't think that really works well. Whereas I think In Art did a good job with the collars and stuff. I think, the tie on this one looks really nice. It's interesting. The vest looks like it falls very far on the In Art, and it's very buttoned up here. I don't think that's correct, but I don't know. Maybe it's because it's just, I don't know. This is the kind of stuff that people go through, though. Like, this is the kind of stuff when I was putting together my custom one, which was a Yunzel suit, and like everybody was crowdfunding that, basically, and like putting their 2 cents in. I think the lapel needs to come out a little bit more. I think it needs to, round off a little bit more. It's like, this is the kind of details that when you're paying $800 for a figure or $500 for a figure, you want to get across. So yeah, I mean, this, I still think, I don't know. What do you guys think the best thing here is aside from the actual reality?
That custom one, simply, again, because it's the only one that really did get the hair right as far as volume and length and color. I think people are romanticizing how green the hair is and how full it is. And that one is the one that looks the closest to legitimate Joker hair.
Yeah. I mean, the color, obviously there's color, there's color correcting and in the movie itself. So, there's a color grade to the movie. So you're not going to get exactly what it is, but yeah, it wasn't really a hot green. You know what I mean? There was some real.
I think a lot of the companies choose a set of photographs that are referenced to go off of, and they build a figure from a set of reference photos. And sometimes they're promo shots from, where they're standing in front of a gray screen or a gray backdrop, and they're taking photos for posters or stuff. And those are the shots that they latch onto to base their figures off of. And some companies use movie stills and kind of more, that type of stuff. Because you almost there's some Star Wars stuff even where you can tell which promo photo some of the figure or the art that you're looking at is based off of.
Yeah, exactly. Angel saying the first 2 are perfect in my eyes. Well, I'm going to go over to Yuan Studio and take a look at some of the stuff because it's just amazing work. I think J&D did a very good job, though. I think it does have that quality that Yuan. I mean, again, this is a hand painted. I mean, they're all hand painted, obviously, but this is a meticulous. Probably, God knows what he charges. I mean, it could be, or they charge $1,200 for just the sculpt and the paint and the hair. I mean, could be more than that. I mean, I've seen them, there are some people who are $2,000 for just the sculpt and hair. They're in that
Hot Toys one is the one that you can put the tongue in, right?
Yes. For better or for worse.
I mean, what are we doing? I mean,
I don't know. It's a good, you know what? It was a good thought because nobody else is going to do it, and I do kind of like that scene where he did play with his like kind of tongue out a lot during the movie, you know, that kind of licking the lips and like he had drool or whatever.
I think it's hard to do a static figure with a facial expression
with a
where
tick
their
like that,
tongue
right?
is supposed to be moving.
Yeah, with like a tick. It was it's different with what's his name?
Peacemaker.
Peacemaker, where
That
it
one
was
looks
it was
awesome.
kind of like he's like like it's out. It's not like he's licking his lips or something like that.
Heath Ledger's he's going to bite. He's going to lick the knife, but also he's kind of biting his tongue at the same time by mistake.
Yeah,
or something. I don't know.
Right. Rob, thank you for the $2 super chat. Nothing beats the McFarlane sculpt. Just to say that. Okay. Yeah. Grip Street Studio says, I bought the sculpted in art. If yesteryear me had only known. So you bought the sculpted hair in art. I think the sculpted hair in art looked very good. If you didn't want to deal with hair, I thought it was a very good alternative. Much better than the Hot Toys sculpted version looks, in my opinion. Yeah, I'm just going to jump over real quick to Juan's studio here because it's some crazy work overall. And so what do we think about, what do we think about this pricing? Like,
I think that's what you pay for something that's limited and innovative like that. I mean, you can't
look at that with the teeth, man. I mean, with the yellow teeth. I mean, that's, again, I don't know if all these sculpts are by the same sculptor. I'm not really sure. But I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah.
See, I think that this is where they're going, but yet they've got the smudge up there, which doesn't. Again, this is nitpicky stuff, but even like the tailoring on this is very nice. I mean, it's really, really good. That's incredible. I really think these are the best. These are the best sculpts, honestly, that I've seen. Look at this. I mean, you'd think that was a freaking movie scene, man. That's
actually pretty haunting. I don't like it.
It is.
Like, that's probably the scariest picture of the Joker, of that version of the Joker I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like
that's kind of the smile that you wanted, right? I mean, a little bit more than that. Well, that's like that. Well, hello, beautiful. That type of thing where he's like trying to half smile or whatever. Also, another great sculpt.
That little smirk is very recognizable.
Yeah, just a little bit of teeth showing. I kind of like. I think this is really nice. That's incredible. So this is rolling eyes. I don't know if this is a repaint of the in art.
He's doing a character, but he's got like every possible angle and expression.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's done many of them for people, so his specialty, obviously, is, from what you can see here, is the Joker in all forms. But you're right. I mean, this is look at how little hair there is here. You know what I mean? He was really wispy. You know what I mean? It was like he had the male pattern baldness going on. So
every artist knows that it's sometimes it's hard to stop. Like when you've got a good thing going, like to pull back and not go crazy. Like the hair is right there. And sometimes if you get in you overwork it. That's perfect.
Yeah, this also, if you look at this like lip, the way it's offset, the way he would, that's what I'm saying. He would play with his mouth, as if he was like running his tongue around, the scars or whatever. And that little move is perfect. This is a great sculpt, excellent paint.
That's worth it.
And he's really got that nice skin tone too, like, right? But I mean, this is very good. I mean, I think this J&D is really nice. They did a good job with it.
It's very innovative. I mean, we're talking about a seamless.
Yeah. Okay.
Where the chin goes up and down, the head rotates, and there's no neck joint that's visible. And with the wrists, I mean, I feel like there's a lot to be said for what they've accomplished with that.
Also, a lot to be said for the stupid sight. Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, look at that. I mean, that's wild. Now, I mean, people are saying like, what's the deal with that though? How long is that going to last? People with things like I've seen people say, on one of the comments on one of the posts that I made were like, well, I have that 89 Batman from Mezco and that's already starting to crack. And like, I think this is a different grade of silicone. It's supposed to be a medical grade of silicone. And supposedly it's supposed to last up to 30 years, 30 years, at least 30 years, I guess, or something like that. Longer than most people who can afford this at this point could probably have this. I don't know, maybe not. If you're collecting into your 80s, I suppose. But it's cool, man. I really want to try this. I don't know if I'm going to spend the money on it, but I really want to try it out and see what it's like. It's pretty cool.
This is probably the direction that these types of high-end posable collectibles is going to go. I mean, we've been trying to hide joints and explore seamless for a long time.
Right.
Somebody's eventually going to get it really right, but you got to try new stuff before you can. I mean, we've all had elbows crack on our seamless arms.
Right.
This moves so well. It looks like really flexible material. I don't know.
Yeah, and then the hands, the individual fingers. I mean, that's got to be an insane thing. I wasn't going to drop $1,700 on this thing, although
I feel a butt coming.
There is a butt coming. Yesterday I was on there, and if it had been available in the U.S., it might have found its way into the cart. I don't know if I was going to pull the trigger because it's like, first of all, it's a year and a half off, or at least a little over a year. Well, yeah, about a year and a half. Q2. And you don't know. J&D, all I know is statues, and I've seen some things that they've done where they've shown some previews, and then the production has not come out, apparently, from what I've heard, quite to the level of what they showed. So, the proof will be in the pudding with this one. We took a chance with InArt too, but like, I don't know. It seemed like a better, easier intro, but I don't know. I mean, and that was $1,200 for 2 figures. I mean, this is $1,700 for 2 figures. So I don't know. Less accessories than you got with InArt, although with InArt you didn't get a ton. These dogs, I don't care about these dogs.
It doesn't look like they're articulated. Like I'm
no, and they're in one scene of the movie. Like it just, I don't know, just is a weird choice for. I would have rather had the table, and with the chair, because this comes with the chair. I would have had the table and the lamp and all the stuff that came with the DX11.
Nobody's done his dogs before, so it is, one thing that kind of sets them apart.
True, unique. Yeah, I think you got to test that and see, like, hey, would people really want these dogs? Is that like a big part of it? I just don't think it's that big a part of it. I don't know. I would have been cool, like an exclusive stand or something with like burning money piles or something behind him or something. You know what I mean? That would have been kind of cool. Or a bank safe or something. I don't know, something interesting. But anyway. That's that. It's sold out now, so you can't get the Type-C. 500 people in the world have these at this point. I'm sure we'll see some of the top YouTubers get their hands on these things, and we'll get a review. If not this one, at least the $800 one. Still don't know if it's a great sculpt. I'm really, really tempted by it. So TJ, if you want to buy the InArt one, it might be available.
I'm waiting for the next version.
Oh, okay. All right, the talking Joker.
Yeah, I want the talking Joker.
Right, exactly. All right, so that's high end. So we got this $1,600. People are losing their shit over it. And then out of nowhere, Hot Toys counters that with, hey, here's something for like $150. We're gonna go completely the opposite direction of all these high end figures. Maybe they heard people saying, I can't believe this figure is $300 and et cetera, et cetera. I think we're talking mainly like, licensed property figures that are, pushing the $300 mark at this point. Whereas a Marvel cartoon character that doesn't have a likeness attached to an actor or anything like that, they probably saw, other people doing these things. Sideshow has their version, not very good. Susu started putting out stuff, selling well. People apparently, love the Gambit. A lot of people like the Rogue. So this is smart. I mean, that's my take on it. I think this is very smart. What do you guys think?
Yeah, definitely.
I bought it immediately.
Did you really? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Wait, what exactly is Hono Studios?
So Hono, is it Hono? Yeah, Hono.
Okay,
I think it's Hono Studios.
Okay.
So this is Hot Toys. It's Hot Toys. You can see the little Hot Toys circle with the flame in the middle of it. It's like, I think they're taking a step to maybe separate it from Hot Toys in terms of saying like, oh, that's, so you're not going to compare apples to apples and say, oh, this Hot Toy and this Hot Toy, this $300 Hot Toy and this Hot Toy over here. Even though this is like seamless arms, it may be the body's a little less articulated. I don't know. I mean, it's obviously a cheaper way to go. Although when you look at what you're getting here, you're not getting a ton of accessories, but it is Wolverine. I mean, what do you need? You need some claws.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's not much else you can really ask for here. I love this put your own comic book in the stand thing.
Yeah,
that's a genius move. Genius, I think. That's me.
I was waffling between finally picking up the Mezco version of this Wolverine, and I was like, oh, I'm just going to spend $20 more and get the 1/6 scale version of the same thing, and it looks better.
Yeah, a lot of people saying like, oh, I'm going to hold out for the Deadpool, but like, this is a different thing. Like, a lot of people weren't thrilled with that. It's strange that they did the Iron Man, right? That classic Iron Man with the take, and that was a standard Hot Toy. I mean, maybe that kind of started them thinking about this. But I would love to see them have that treatment. I think if they start doing this, and I don't know if they're just doing it, can't imagine they're doing this whole line just for X-Men animated, or they're not even really calling it the X-Men animated series or anything like that. But it's just their own take on the comic look. I can't see them not expanding this out into the rest of the Marvel universe if this takes off. At $150, I think you're going to get a lot of people who are into Marvel Legends who would like, oh, I'd love to own a hot toy or two. You know what I mean? Like the same people who got into the Mondo stuff because it was suddenly, oh my God, they have He-Man. You know what I mean? Like, oh, wow, I gotta have that because I'm a big He-Man fan. So I think it's brilliant to jump on this stuff. It looks much better than the Sideshow stuff. I'm thinking about picking it up because I have the Sideshow version of this Wolverine, and it's meh. The interchangeable faces. It looks really good, man. I like it. I mean, like you've got the seamless muscular silicone arms. Yeah. Say that again.
Just a cool comic book version of a figure that I haven't been enamored by any of the Hugh Jackmans, and I want a 1/6 scale Wolverine that doesn't look stupid.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean this is comic book, right? I mean, this is like, I think this would look, well, we'll find out maybe in Deadpool. I think this is going to look kind of goofy, in real life on the big screen. I think the way from what I've seen, the way they designed it, it'll work, but I think that's kind of why they avoided it with the X-Men movies, putting a guy in a big yellow tiger stripe costume. It's kind of like, but that's not what this is. This is a comic book Wolverine. Looks like it moves pretty well. That's pretty good.
That's the pose that basically sold me on it. I mean, it's Berserker Barrage. He's running. Knees bent.
I dig it. I mean, looking at this next to the Sideshow one, which I have up there. And a lot of people were like, "Oh, I don't like the metallic." I always thought in the comic books, like even like the way it kind of reflects the light here, it kind of gives you that comic booky, you know, inked and colored feel. You know what I mean? It's got the darks. It's got a light streak going through there. I like it. The Sideshow one is like a dark blue, like a flat matte blue, and I never really liked it. But I was like, well, it's their take on it. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think I'm gonna have to get this one. I don't know, TJ. What do you think?
I'm close to it only because it's going to look great next to Gambit. My Susu Gambit.
Yeah, you got Gambit. It's going to look great next to Gambit. Yeah, and you know they're going to do a Gambit. I'm wondering what that's going to be like because I have to say that Susu Gambit is pretty goddamn good. Yeah.
I don't know. I like to
Did
see
you
more.
have that, Sean?
No, I don't. No.
Okay.
And that's why I'm hoping that this maybe kind of can kick off me getting
I
some
think it will.
comic style characters, because I have the VGM, the Hot Toys VGM, like Batman Arkham stuff,
Right?
And I love that stuff. So I would love to get my hands on some of the characters that I read growing up on the Marvel side too. I haven't gotten. I regret not getting some of those other third-party Marvel comic style characters.
Yeah, and you know, Angel's saying it looks like a Mafex and Mezco had one big baby. It does, and I questioned my need for 1/6 Gambit and Rogue. They just look really cool, man. I like the X-Men.
Yeah.
If I go to shoot something, I'm probably going to shoot Mafex stuff. You know what I mean, mixed with Marvel Legends until Mafex has the rest of their stuff out. Staying away from Mezco for the most part, although this Wolverine looked really good with Mezco. Yeah. Oh, dude, this would be definitely.
Oh, jeez.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
How great would that look? That would be amazing. Oh yeah.
I didn't even really, and you know what? I kind of wavered on, and maybe I should have gotten it. That Sideshow did a comic style Batman.
They did,
and they did a 2.0 of it, and I didn't get it, and I should have gotten it.
I had that in my cart several times, and I was going to get it. There's something about what they're doing with the faces and the jaw lines in there that they have this like weird jowly. They did it with the Cyclops too. It's the reason I didn't get the Cyclops. I figured, all right, Susu's already tipped their hand that they're doing, or their hand, whatever. That they're doing a bunch of, they've showed Cyclops, or they've teased Cyclops and Magneto, I think. So they're going to do the rest. Whether or not, Hot Toys beats them to the punch, we'll find out. I gotta tell you, this is a good way to go. Obviously, jump out with your most popular character, get people hooked on it.
Great. The body is terrible on that Sideshow. Good thing you skipped it.
Oh yeah, it. I didn't skip it. I have that. Well, on the Cyclops, yeah. Well, I have the Wolverine, and it's just not. It's not great. I mean, it's good. It's up there with Gambit and Rogue, but it's not.
All of my Sideshow bodies are basically like marionette dolls. They're like,
yeah, dude.
They're just so wobbly.
We've talked about this many times. I do not understand where the hell they're sourcing bodies from, because you can get the cheapest of bodies on eBay that are great bodies for $30. You know what I mean? It's a great body.
Yeah.
World box for $50 a piece, and we're not, that's not mass purchase either. That's just like me buying one off eBay and getting it imported.
I have to do that with I have some of the Sideshow G.I. Joe stuff. I have to do body swaps on those.
Oh, really? Yeah.
They're all just basically lifeless, limp.
I don't know if I've ever switched out the body. I have the Darth Maul, which is actually like, I kind of like that Sideshow Darth Maul sculpt better than even the Hot Toys one. I know Hot Toys has the movable eyes and everything, but I kind of do like it. But that body is shit. It is awful. It's shit. And those Jawas, oh my god, they're floppy messes.
Oh, that's too bad.
Horrible. Yeah. Wanted the yellow bat symbol, but Sideshow went with all black logo.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yeah. It was their own take on it. I mean, dude, I want that Neil Adams Batman badly. I want somebody to
I know, no, I really
do a good job of that. But I love this comic book thing. I hope that they do this. I love this whole look. Can you imagine like them all lined up on your shelf with like a different, kind of corresponding color to their outfit or whatever?
That'd be great. I would love that.
That'd be incredible.
I know it's like a pipe dream, but just the idea of me eventually maybe having a 1/6 scale Sabretooth would be very welcomed.
Yeah. Give me 1 second. Keep talking about this. I'll be right back.
I think that could happen, Sean.
I hope so. I would love that.
I'm actually surprised we haven't seen any third-party versions.
Yeah.
At this point.
Considering the popularity of Wolverine,
yeah,
you would think that they would want to pair him with one of his
classic
antagonists. Yeah, that he's been fighting with his entire comic book existence, basically.
I think this is going to be a thing, man. I mean, the what they're going to run into trouble is like some complex costumes, or I can't think of anybody offhand, like Storm maybe with the fabric. But I mean, it seems like they got a lot going on here with seamless arms and stuff. I'm not really sure if it's just a lack of accessories, which again,
and I think that's intentional as far as them referring to him as entry grade. That they've intentionally pulled back on what he comes with, so to keep the price point at $160.
Right.
I don't think that maybe the technology that they used isn't the highest, or maybe it's not the highest quality materials either, but the accessories probably play a role in keeping the cost down.
Yep.
The size of
I mean, the body looks good. I mean, like you've got to have the musculature on this one in particular, right? Like, so it's got to work. I don't think that's all silicone, but not silicone, but like a
like the spongy rubber stuff.
Yeah, flexible body like the arms are, the seamless silicone arms. But just the fact that you've got those in here is pretty damn good, man.
He's got a little McFarlane quality to him in some of those shots of the face plates.
Just a little bit. But very comic accurate. I mean, I think I like it. I mean,
I had a pretty immediate positive reaction to it when I saw it, and I bought it.
The little the banana hammock he's got going on there is a little odd, but like I guess
I expected the bulge to be a little bit bigger, but maybe it's
you got a lot of thigh to deal with there, so you might have to whatever.
Well, you see bodybuilders on stage and they wear the banana hammock. And,
exactly.
It's what we're working with here.
There even is like it's not a lot, but they even got like some like cutouts there for like it looks like they like. These are grooved and like they washed them and then just wiped it. You know what I mean? So you get the hair, which is great. I love that. It's great to not have like I don't even think the Hot Toys one has that, or the Sideshow one. I mean,
I own the first appearance of Sabretooth. I don't have a great comic book collection, but I do have the Iron Fist issue that he debuts in.
Oh wow, nice.
He is.
But this to me is like it's comic inspired to some. It's very Jim Lee-ish and very X-Men animated series.
Yeah.
Ish. But
it's
kind of its own thing.
And the claws are large and exaggerated and
exactly. Yeah.
I'm here for all of it. Neutered.
Yeah, those are not fitting in that forearm whatsoever.
Right. Yeah, and that's like
those are magic claws.
This is Marvel versus Capcom Wolverine, and
yes, it is. It is,
and I like that. I mean that I like that version of the character too. It's little Glenn Danzig in a tiny costume, going crazy.
It's Glenn Danzig going to the store looking for his kitty food. That's what he does.
Give me it.
Yeah, awesome idea, brilliant idea. $150, man. I think you're going to get so many people jumping into their first 1/6 with this. I think it's brilliant. I love this comic book concept. Thinking about how wide that is on the shelf, but still, like, again, I don't think they're going after, like, I think they're going to capture a lot of people who are already into this stuff, though, even though they're looking for kind of a new market, I think.
Yeah, it's this.
I think I'm going to pick this up.
Net. This casts a real wide net, and they're going to get new collectors or new to the scale in there.
Yep. TJ, said you're close on this?
Yeah. Probably going to hold off until, it drops.
I'd like to see what it looks like myself. Yeah, I'd like to see a review if it's still available at that point to pick up. And they usually are. I mean, so. But yeah, I'm really, really impressed with this choice of. Oops, I think I got to go back. Nope, I got to go forward. All right, let's move on because we got a little bit more to cover here. I think we hit. Okay, well, out of the blue after that, we got this 2.0. Again, patience. You know, I thought we were done with this, but I guess
you fool.
I know. Listen, I'm not a Batfleck fan. I like just about all things Batman, even though I wasn't like a big Batman comic book collector. I like some of the trade books and Dark Knight Returns, obviously, but like I never liked him as Batman.
We talked about this on a other episode.
Yes,
I don't particularly love Ben Affleck as Batman either. I don't hate it.
Yeah,
but I like the way this Batman looks, and I own a lot of them in 1/6.
Do you?
Yeah, I own all of them. Okay. I think, except for the original BVS release, I have the Suicide Squad version of this. I have the armored version. I have the tactical suit. And so I have 3 Batfleck Batmans, which is like ridiculous. And I pre-ordered this one, so it's like okay.
Yeah. I just want to jump into this. Like Joseph said, talking about the Wolverine, I wonder how it compares to Mondo. Mondo's, if you haven't done Mondo, it's very much like an upscale Marvel Legends. It's like a plastic toy that's big. It moves a little bit better than that, but like it's not going to be, I mean, comparably to this, there's no cloth material on it or anything like that. So it's going to be different. I mean, I think this is going to be a little bit higher end. But anyway, jumping back to this. The head sculpt is gorgeous. This is a great looking head sculpt. Really good, I think, personally. What do you guys think? What do you think, TJ? They nailed this?
Sculpt is good. I'm really happy with my 1.0.
Mm-hmm.
Sculpt is great. No, I wish I could get this sculpt on my existing 1.0.
Yeah. And again, like we're talking about, like again, the silicone neck. I mean, I love the idea of that, but in all but like the most extreme cases for photography purposes, and I know everybody it's not photography, but even on the shelf, like you look at most of my figures, and I can't tell, the ones that have a separate head and neck, that they don't have a seamless neck. You know what I mean? You really have to get to a certain angle where you're turning the head that you can start to see that, that skin doesn't come from the, the under neck to the whatever, or the under jaw to the neck. But I digress. I think this looks great. I mean, it's beefy as hell. Yeah, go ahead.
The face plates look far better in the 2.0. The version that I have, only really one of them kind of looks like Batfleck.
Yeah.
The other ones, it's kind of like, I don't know if they're sculpted on like the stunt double or something.
Well, everybody was saying it's interesting. I don't remember, because I've never had any of these. I don't remember the 1.0 version or the what was the other one? That was a tactical. Was it the tactical?
Yeah.
And then they had the Nightmare. I've never had any of those, so I don't really know. But I mean, all I know is like when the one from, and God knows who would want to own this, but the one from the Flash came out, and everybody was like, "That's not Ben Affleck, man." Like, so I assumed that they all had looked sort of like him, up until that one, but you're saying that even the older ones looked like
it's hard. It's tougher to see it. I'm looking over my shoulder so that I can. He has kind of a relaxed, like half open mouth.
Okay.
And from the Suicide Squad one that looks pretty good.
Yeah.
But the clenched teeth one,
that's
just, you lose a little bit of it. The new ones, though, I feel like all of them are very clearly Ben Affleck.
This is very good. I mean, I wouldn't even need to see. I'm putting my hand up. You can't see it, but over his face, I could just see that jaw part, and I would know that was Ben Affleck. There's something about that. Even the way he's holding his mouth here, it was all very much, very stoic and dark and everything. What do you think about the body type? I know there's one in here somewhere. I'll try and get to it that they compare this to the first one. There we go. I looked at pictures the other day. I was on Shane's show and looking up images from the movie. I think the new one is very accurate. Some people were saying they went a little too far. I don't think they did. I think this looks pretty damn accurate.
I gotta watch it again. I know me and Tom are like talking about it the other night. I just thought the new one was just too thick. But I gotta watch it again.
To look up some stuff on the internet. I'm not gonna do it right now, but maybe we'll do it for the next show. Like just comparing. Dude is thick, man. His shoulders are like, even looking at the bat signal, like you see it kind of end here and the pec continues, whereas over here it's kind of like overtaking the entire pec area, and that's not the way it was. You've got a couple of shots with him holding his arm up and pointing at Superman or whatever the hell he's doing. I think I watched this movie once, maybe twice. But yeah, man, he's big. He is big.
It looks
that mouth plate is so much better though.
It is so much better.
Yeah, look at that. Oh yeah, I see what you're saying now. But this whole structure of his face doesn't even look like
it's not
him.
Once I saw the comparison, a couple of other things, like the fact that the head moves independently, or the cowl moves independently of the neck now, where the other iterations it doesn't. You'd have to turn the whole goddamn neck or top cowl piece with the neck.
Oh, that's terrible. Wow,
so
that's
the
terrible.
cape kind of swivels on his neck, and it's like,
oh, that's terrible.
We haven't reached a point where he can turn his head, even in 1/6 scale.
I know.
So the
only thing I'm noticing is this cape looks. I mean, this looks more like movie accurate on the original than it does here. Am I wrong, or is that? It looks very clothy and I don't know, not matchy. I thought that was a little more of a rubbery, vinyl-y looking cape, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, I'm assuming they put some more effort into researching this at this point, so I'll go with what they've got.
Yeah, I can't.
Oh yeah, look at that bent. Wow.
I know that's
nice.
Another huge.
Wow. That's innovative. I didn't notice that before. That's really nice. That looks really good. And this base looks great, and I love the base.
Yeah, I had to get the base.
I love him hanging off it in that one shot. I think that's really good. With the dotted lines for it's a wired cape. Oh, I get it.
Well, the original release didn't come with a wired cape.
Right.
Yeah,
Doesn't this come with a wired cape and or is there another version that comes with a wired cape and a draped cape?
I'm not sure.
That's cool. Yeah, I think for some reason somebody was saying that this also comes with a draped cape as well, so you can have both. You don't have to, because I mean wired capes are very tough to get to look like they're, when they're just like you want a standing pose, it's hard to get them to look like they're just straight down and have some weight to them. So yeah, even this, like the little gritting teeth one looks great, man. This is really good. I mean,
oozes Affleck.
I don't love this.
Finally, the other ones, it's like you really had to make yourself see it.
Yeah,
not dissimilar to the Wonder Womans they had been putting out, where you had to force yourself to squint to see the actress.
Yeah, blur your eyes a little bit, just stand back. I really wish I liked these movies because I do like. I mean, this is design obviously based on The Dark Knight Returns. It takes some inspiration from that, and I'd love to have it up. I think I've got every other version of Batman except for the Begins one, which I heard is terrible. Yeah, really good. I'm not really sure the price of this. Anybody know the price of this offhand?
I think it's $350 for the deluxe and $290 for just the figure.
Okay, so we're in that 290. Not matchy? What did I say? Not matchy? I don't know.
Yes, please.
Yeah, this is what I thought on how it was like. Wasn't this cape more leathery looking? Yeah, it looks very clothy in the new one, but I don't know. I'm going to assume that I didn't look that one up. I did look up.
I don't know that Hot Toys has ever done a great cape to begin with. So
no,
not for
that's
Batman.
true.
They've all
That's
been
true. I guess this is the basic one. So we've looked at that. What else we got? All right, so we got some releases. Finally, they beat In Art to the punch with the Batman. Did anybody pick this up?
Yeah, I got the deluxe version of this one, not with the bat signal, just the one with the diorama base.
Yeah, I think I did too. Actually, I think I got the one with the bat signal. I'm gonna check again. I don't. Does that mean it comes with a suit? Because I really have no use for this suit whatsoever.
He comes with the wingsuit, yeah, and it's
I'm never putting that on.
Never.
The dumbest thing ever. Like
looks like a body bag.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It was a cool scene in the movie, but it's kind of like the dogs with the Joker. It's like it was one scene and it wasn't even that big a deal.
Yeah.
I'm hearing some people say the same thing about this that you were just talking about with the Affleck Joker, that this line just doesn't do it.
I see him in there though. And maybe it's because I've been waiting a long time for this release and I'm very excited about it. But when I looked at it, I was like, oh, I see the actor in the face.
Yeah.
No.
I think they did a very good job. Now, I mean, as much as I've, when I was going over the details of the Joker, I have not like really dissected this character yet and looked at it enough times to go like, oh, wait a minute, that middle ab piece is too narrow or, shit like that. All I've heard is people say, and I did order the In Art as well, just to like kind of compare and contrast. And then like, I'm going to like sell one or the other. I did hear that people saying that was one of the best looking figures they've ever seen. But I think this looks pretty damn good. I mean, I don't love the sculpted hair here, but I mean, I don't know how many people are going to have this on their shelf like this anyway.
I'm never displaying him with the uncowled.
Well, I got the haired version of it, and I'm thinking like, am I ever going to really? I don't know. Maybe, depending how good that sculpt looks, maybe I'll put it up there with it on that. I did get the bike, the Hot Toys bike.
I regret not getting the bike. Cool. I don't miss not getting the bat signal, but I wish I got the bike.
Me too. Yeah.
Now on side though.
In March, I saw Alex. You okay, GJ?
Yeah.
All right.
I saw the photos that Alex Brooks took,
and
I was like, "Shit! Why didn't I get the goddamn bike?"
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think you could probably grab.
Yeah.
That's probably going to be one of those things that's probably available for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, I loved this movie. Like, I really love this movie, but it was a little divisive, and I've heard a lot of people say like they don't care for it. And
well, those people
I don't know if it's what's that.
Those people are wrong.
They are wrong. I believe
like
they are wrong.
Amalgam of the Arkham games and the comics.
Yeah, I think so too. And it's dark, it's gritty, it's grounded in realism for now anyway. I mean, I don't know how they're going to stick to that too much with some of these. I think rogues gallery, but
yeah, we've all read so many different versions of Batman. I mean, everybody's been clamoring over the Mezco Gotham by Gaslight release, and there's an infinite ways to portray this character, and this one is very good.
I thought he did a great job. I thought the movie was great. I thought the cinematography was amazing. Everybody who was in it. Zoe Kravitz was great. I don't know why we don't have a Zoe Kravitz Catwoman yet. It's really irritating.
I want a Jeffrey Wright Commissioner Gordon or
me too.
Right, effing now.
Jeffrey Wright was great.
Oh, he was the best.
And I like the Penguin. I would take a Penguin too. I think it's kind of a deep cut for maybe for Hot Toys, but I mean, they've done every other villain, I think, in every other movie. I don't know why. Well, no, it's not true. Haven't done the Penguin yet. I don't think.
Well, they haven't even done the
Did they
Riddler
do the Penguin?
in this movie. They haven't done any other characters from this movie.
Nothing. I don't get it. I'm not really sure what the hell is going on here. I don't know if the licensing is too high, but I can't imagine with the return on this movie. And I mean, I know it did well enough to make a sequel and everything, but I don't know if it really, did gangbusters to the point where they're like, oh no, this is going to cost you a bundle, to get this license.
We're not talking about Jack Nicholson here. We're talking about
right. And you've got probably the biggest star in the thing. What do you think? Yeah. In terms of, what do they call that? Q rating? Q rating power, like in the Batman, you know what I mean? In Pattinson, I don't know how much Zoe Kravitz can cost.
I'm happy. I'm thankful that they made it and then finally out.
Yes.
And I think that's a great shot.
Yeah, it is a good shot.
It came out great. I mean,
that looks good.
And I'm happy that InArt is also making a great version of this character too. But
yeah,
I'm happy with this version.
Yep. It looks really good. That looks good. Sculpt looks good. Sculpt looks very, very good.
Ultimately, and in a lot of instances, as we all know,
that's a great shot.
Damn, these are great shots. Some of these shots are really.
Who took this one?
The lighting matters, and the framing and the angle of the head. It all matters.
Absolutely. That is like cinematic right there. That looks really good. That's nice. That's nice. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, it's gonna be interesting to compare these two. I'm gonna try to put out a video. Every time I go and try to put out a video, I get overwhelmed and with too much footage to go through. And but I'm gonna really try and compare and contrast this when I get them both in. My one regret now, another great shot, is I did not get the Jazz Inc. Batmobile from this, and I love this Batmobile. This might be becoming my favorite Batmobile. Maybe I have the 66. It's still great, but I don't know, man. I don't know if I really thought Hot Toys was going to come out with one, and now I'm like really thinking like, I don't know, this could be over. This might be all we get, which is a bummer. Really nice though. TJ, did you get this?
No, but not because I didn't want to. I just forgot to pre-order it.
Okay.
And by the time I tried to pre-order it, just like the regular one was sold out. I was trying to get it from Hong Kong yesterday.
Okay.
The guy I buy from was like, it's really overpriced right now. But
next
week there should be another batch coming out.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, if you want it, hold off, because I mean, I'm gonna be getting the InArt, and I'm gonna bet that the InArt is probably the one I'm gonna stick with. I don't know. We'll see.
I'm getting both.
Looks very good though. Oh, you're getting both?
Yeah, I already have a pre-order on the InArt one.
Oh, all right. Okay. I didn't realize you were getting the InArt too. Okay, cool. Look at us. All right. That was that. Okay, just going back to Wolverine, they are teasing now Thor and Magneto. So we already know that we're getting more from Hano. And this will be interesting to see. This Magneto and the Thor will be really interesting to see. I'm really curious why that Iron Man wasn't underneath this this umbrella, but there you go.
If the price point's the same, I will be scooping up both Thor and Magneto.
I gotta temper myself, man. Like that's a whole other rabbit hole right there. Is comic book 1/6 now? You know what I mean? Like I'm really happy with Mezco stuff or Mayfex stuff, and even in some cases the Marvel Legends versions of things. Like that Angel that they just showed looks fantastic. Can't wait to get that. All right, and then we got Reva. Did anybody pick this up?
Nope.
Not for any other reason than the only Obi-Wan character I pre-ordered was the Vader, and
yeah, me too. Yeah,
and it looks like
This
they
looked-
reworked the Obi-Wan sculpt, so I should probably have gotten that one too, but I didn't.
I did get that. I don't even know why, because I did not like the show outside of like a handful of the first few episodes. After that, I was like, this they really blew this. And this character doesn't appeal to me. It had nothing to do with, I thought her acting was fine. She looked good in the part, but like, I just think everything they did, even with Obi-Wan Kenobi, did nothing for me. So, yeah, kind of a,
the plan that she had didn't make a tremendous amount of sense. But I thought the actress was fine. She did a great job.
yeah, it's fine. This sculpt looks incredible.
Yep.
And it's held up because like they showed, promotional images and it looked great, and it's held up through production. So, TJ, you want to go blow your nose? You okay, man?
I'm okay for now.
Okay. Yeah, I don't care for this Grand Inquisitor. I mean, I didn't really like the way he looked in the movie in the show anyway. Yeah, go ahead.
It's tough because I live in a world where I have, I think, most dark side Force users in 1/6 scale, and the fact that I don't have the Inquisitors or have any desire to pre-order or buy the Inquisitors from the show.
Yeah.
It sucks. It's not.
I
want to like it so bad. I just can't do it.
In my heart of hearts, like I really, really liked the Clone Wars, right? I loved the last season of the Clone Wars, but and I like the idea of these things, but I'm really still very much grounded in like original trilogy, and I just don't I don't quite buy into these characters, I think is what it is. Like I haven't even analyzed it, but I'm like, okay, yeah, there were Inquisitors, but they weren't really Sith. They weren't really, you know what I mean? Like it's just there were kind of these in-between characters that kind of like filled a gap between.
They're just lightsaber wielding fodder, really. They're just placeholders.
Yeah, and then I mean, yeah, and they've thrown, they threw away the one that was in Ahsoka very quickly, which I thought was going to be something more than it was, and I think everybody did. And again, trying to give me another trooper that I got to buy because we switched up the color and gave him a red pauldron this time.
I don't like that helmet. I hate that helmet.
No, I'm not buying it, man. I'm not buying it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm just not doing it. I'm feeling used by Star Wars, honestly. I want something that I like. I think this looks great.
I want Hot Toys to make a Bosk figure. Who do I have to kill to get a Bosk figure?
Right.
I have the Sideshow 2.0 and I love it, but
it's not great.
I wouldn't mind having
an IG-88. Where's IG-88? Like that IG-11 that they put out was fantastic. The IG-88 from Sideshow is a piece of shit.
That's the first
piece of shit
figure that years ago that when I got it, I opened it and I immediately returned it.
I thought about it. It was a floppy fucking mess, and the lights on the head broke after about 3 times when I tried it, and I called them up and I said, these broke. This is the first time I ever went back to customer service that something was, and they're like, oh well, we don't have any more to give you, so sorry.
Great. Thanks.
Great.
Yeah, Cal Kestis. I'll take that. That would be
Cal Kestis. Yeah.
Come on.
This is what people want. The Purge Trooper helmet was designed by the person who designed the Batman suit. Okay, well, I think they did a better job on the Batman suit than they did on the Purge Trooper. Purge Trooper is cool, says Ray. All right, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, all right. I mean, I know they're in the game and everything.
Phase 1 Purge Trooper that have more Clone Wars style armor.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like the Phase 2 in the Kenobi show.
Yeah. No, I like the Inquisitors. I like the idea of the Inquisitors. They're cool. Yes, Rick Jones, Kenobi stinks. It really does. It's just But I mean, representation. I like it. That looks like that's a great shot.
That's a great shot.
That's a beautiful shot. She looks real, man. They got the body type down. They got the sculpt down. It looks great. It's hard to pass up like a good looking figure like this, but I just don't care. I don't care.
It's extremely well made. It is a well produced piece of pop culture.
Yep.
It just
TJ, you're not into this, right? Any of the Kenobi stuff? No.
I got Kenobi and Vader in pre-order.
You did get Kenobi, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I regret not pre-ordering Kenobi. Looks like they did rework that sculpt.
You saw that?
Oh my god, it looked amazing.
Yeah.
It's so much better.
Yeah.
So I'm kicking myself for not getting that one, but I am content right now with just the Vader and the battle damaged helmet. I'm excited.
I'm still not 100% convinced on that sculpt, but it does look better for sure. It really does look better.
The episode 3 Kenobi. I don't have. I'm the 2.0 that I'm holding out for the most is obviously Luke Skywalker from A New Hope and an Obi-Wan Kenobi from A New Hope.
Yeah, I don't think we have to look for this. This is basically the same damn figure that we saw. Some nice pictures, I guess, but yeah.
Just the shield. That's the only thing.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So let's pull that down for now. Yeah, let's just talk a little bit about that. So go ahead, Sean. What you were saying? You were looking forward to.
If I could choose the next 2.0s that get released, for me it would be a New Hope, Luke Skywalker, and an Obi-Wan.
I'm wondering, like, what do we got? We got another 3 or 4 years to the 50th anniversary, right? Something like that.
Is it? God.
2027 is 2 years, 3 years. We got 3 years to 2027. I don't know if I can wait that long. I don't know if I'm still going to be collecting. I don't know. I probably will. I would really love to see them put those out because that Luke sculpt is just not good.
It's the prototype photographs on the box are so good. And
yes.
I opened the figure and I was like, wait, what the fuck just
happened? That is one of the weirdest mysteries in all of Hot Toys for me.
Like, why is it prototype?
So the prototype shots of A New Hope Luke were like, wow, they really did a pretty good job of it. At the time, it still wasn't perfect, but it was pretty damn good.
Yeah.
And when you're like, who the hell is this, man? What happened to that? What happened to it? Like, literally.
That's the Jake Skywalker Mark Hamill was talking about.
So weird, man. Oh God, love Andor, man. Where are my Andor figures? I say this every week, man. Where are my Andor figures?
Yeah.
It irritates me because that's what I want on the shelf. I want Cassian Andor from Rogue One, and I want Cassian Andor from Andor, and I want other characters from Andor.
They'll do a clone trooper from Andor before they do a Cassian Andor.
Likely. It's disheartening because I think that saved Star Wars for me. We've talked about it here before, but like that really saved Star Wars for me.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind.
And yet I'm buying, freaking Clone Wars figures from Ahsoka, which I did not really care for. But
what, you didn't like Ahsoka? I don't remember that at all.
Oh, you want me to tell you why?
Not really.
Let me. I do want to wrap up my PS5. I should have put this at the beginning because
please,
you brought this up. Okay, so
we need to know.
If you watched the last show, I started out with my PS5 rant. It was ridiculous. Basically, they bricked my unit because even though they won't admit to this, they did flat out ask me, how come you bought it in September? How come you didn't activate it until now? Which was an odd question to ask. Was there a reason? And I'm like, yeah, because I just didn't want to, or I didn't have time. So basically, even though I bought it from Sony, even though I had a signed signature from UPS that I took it in, they decided that it had been lost, and so they bricked it. And not bricked it, but I mean, I guess it's bricking it in terms of like shutting it down. You can't connect to the PlayStation Network. So 3 days later after that, they did finally open it up and semi-apologize for it, but not really.
Wow.
So are you playing Spider-Man now?
I haven't. So I went to go and play, and I'm like, where's the damn sound? And I realized that this monitor that I have down here doesn't have integrated speakers. And for some reason I can't just connect to it. There's no Bluetooth, so I had to go out and get, PlayStation headphones. So I got PlayStation headphones now. So now I got them, and I haven't had a chance to play. I'm hoping to play like Sunday. So it's gonna rain like a lot here. So I'm just gonna sit here and play.
Oh yeah, that's
It's all taken care of.
Nice. Happy ending.
Yeah. So good. But really not a great first impression though from PlayStation, to be honest. And then I'm going to jump into Baldur's Gate, I think, because I really want to play Baldur's Gate, honestly. But
I'm going to finish Jedi Survivor this weekend. Finally,
I have not started it.
I never even finished Battlefront 2, so that was on Xbox.
I finally started it maybe 3 weeks ago. I've been burning through PTO at the end of the year at work, so
nice.
I've been, as George Costanza would say, I'm decomposing down here in the basement and playing some video games finally.
I sort of paid in time anyway.
Mm.
I love Ahsoka and Sony. Two of my favorite things. Guys, I think that's a show. Still an hour and a half, but we did it. TJ, you are sounding like you're getting worse and worse by the minute, man.
I had big plans for tomorrow, but now I'm starting to wonder if I'm gonna leave the bed.
Yeah, I would chill out and take some Sudafed or something, man, for sure. Well, feel better.
Thank you.
All right. Anything coming up besides your stint in bed and maybe playing?
I want to shoot this guy.
Yeah, maybe take the plastic off his head first. But yeah,
I know.
Sure.
I literally just opened this. That's all I did.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I got.
Bless you.
Oh,
I don't know if I had this guy the last time we were on. Did I?
Oh.
Yeah, Days of Future Past.
You said this.
Wolverine. Yeah, I showed you guys, but I don't know if I put it up there. Yeah, hopefully I'll open that this weekend too. It's just like Christmas has been like all encompassing along with other things, but hopefully getting back to
also getting my custom clones.
Organizing this.
Oh,
nice.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's nice, man. Holy shit. Custom painted clones, right?
Custom painted.
Very, very nice.
It's an addiction.
I know.
That's a good one.
Sean, you got anything coming up? Anything we're looking forward to?
I'm going to use some of the PTO I've been yammering on about to maybe start a new diorama.
Damn it. I knew you were going to say that. I hate you.
I have this 1-to-1 scale human skull that I am dying to get into a 1/12 or 1/6 scale diorama. I have a few drawings that I am trying to kind of piece something together with.
If you say it's like a cave with a skull over the top of it, I'm gonna be really upset because I've been trying to do that for like 2 years. I had this stupid
Well, of
skull.
course, I mean it's either that or I'm a Mortal Kombat goober, so
that could be cool.
There's the Well of Souls and all the
Yep.
screaming skull diorama shit that they do. So it's either going to be skull or cave entrance or something.
Yeah, I've been trying to do that for years. I have a painting, and I can't remember who did it, but it's just like sitting in the background, the skull, and then of course, the bottom of the jaw is broken off, and the opening of the mouth is an opening of a cave. It's a trope, but like it's so cool looking. And I had the skull, bought it at like Michael's or some shit like at Halloween one year, and cut the jaw off, and never got any farther.
This is a legit looking model of a skull. Like I used it in a photo. I used it in a Mandalorian photo. I used it in the foreground of a shot a year and a half ago.
Okay.
And now I'm trying to get it permanently inserted into a diorama.
Cool.
We'll see how that goes.
I'm looking forward to it. Check out Sean on visual_approach_photo, TJ at capes.and.rifles. And Tom, we missed Tom. Tom's at Decon.
Decon, yeah.
Decon, Designer Con. Hopefully we'll hear some stuff from him on the next show. There should be some good stuff out there. Hopefully he's out there picking up some Mythic Legions, I'm sure, along with other stuff. Thanks everybody for joining us. Hit that like on the way out if you haven't hit it already. Appreciate all you guys coming in. And yeah, we'll see you in a couple weeks. We are going to put up a poll. I have not put it together yet, but we are going to put up a poll. Usually we'll do our top, what do we do? Our top 5 or top 10 figures?
Top 10.
I don't even remember. Top 10 of the year. I'm going to put up a poll so everybody can get involved. We do the same thing for Legion's Lounge or the top 5. Maybe we'll do the top 5. Top 10's a lot, man. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we'll do our top 10 while everybody else can do their top 5. We'll see. Yeah. We'll figure it out. Because it's a lot to go through. But yeah, we'll put that up and it'll be something that you guys will be able to vote on, and we'll see how you voted and as compared to what we thought. So look for that. We'll talk about that probably on the next show, or follow me on 16shooter, 16_shooter on Instagram to see if that's up already. All right, guys, appreciate it. Have a good night, and of course, as always, may the foam be with you. Bye.